The views and opinions expressed on this show are solely that of the comedians featured on this program and does not necessarily reflect the views of KTVU Channel 2 or parent company Fox. The show is uncensored, and you may hear topics and language meant for a mature audience. Viewer discretion is advised.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome to Like It or Not Late Night. I'm Jason Toupes. I am your host. We got three comedians standing by, and we're going to get into all sorts of fun subjects, such as Donald Trump's suggestion to reopen Alcatraz as a prison, the real ID, and also, is it cool to be locking up your cell phones for comedy shows and concerts? We'll get into all that as Like It or Not Late Night starts right now. All right, let's get this started. We got three fantastic comedians joining us. I want to first introduce you. She's one of my favorite comics out there. You might have seen her on NBC's America's Got Talent. Gina Stahl-Haven. Gina, how are you?
Woo woo! I'm good, Jason. How are you, my dear?
I am fantastic. Thanks for joining us. Also joining us, he's one of my favorite comedians. He performs all over the Bay Area and the country. Tramane Webb. Tramane, how are you, bud?
Ow.
Doing great. Doing great. Living life.
That's awesome. And finally, you might be able to see him in the Punchline in a couple of weeks. Put your hands together for Sean Keane. Sean Keane!
Hey, everybody.
Well, let's get it started with our very first subject. The President of the United States, he does a lot of wacky stuff. We all know Donald Trump. He's talking about bringing back Alcatraz. Yeah, the jail now turned into a museum / visitor experience. He's talking about bringing it back. Guys, your thoughts on the idea? Do you like the idea of Alcatraz coming back and being turned into a prison again? Sean, let's start off with you. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like this was inspired by a mid-Saturday showing of The Rock on TNT, because I don't see where the public feeling of turning that into a prison is really coming from. It's like it's either that or So I Married an Axe Murderer, and that got him really excited, where he just thinks that there's got to be some kind of poisonous gas there. He's got to stop Ed Harris and or Sean Connery. That's the main priority behind it, I think.
Tremaine, what's your thoughts? Like it or not, this idea of turning Alcatraz back into a prison?
I mean, just like Sean says, like, yeah, he just got something that just kind of popped in his head, like, ooh, that would be cool. Since I can't swim, none of these prisoners can swim. So that'd be awesome to lock them up in the same island again, and then they will never escape. So, great idea. Let's open it back up. And it's not making me money, so hey.
Gina, your thoughts on this? Like it or not, the idea?
I love the idea because I think it's really hard to get an oceanfront property these days. And it, in some ways, like we're all probably going to end up incarcerated. That's the rate that things are going. So if I could have a little ocean view while incarcerated, I support it. And I've never found incarceration so desirable until I became a parent. So a short sentence, like mild felony, like a couple months, I'll do it. I'm into it.
I like the way you're thinking. I like the way you're thinking because, California, they've been struggling to build more housing. So I don't know why the blowback,
Come on, it's a perfect solution, right?
Now, if it doesn't still count as part of San Francisco, like, would they have to have like Segway scooters and self-driving cars around the prison?
Yeah.
That'd be some international waters. So some
Okay. Yeah.
Have any of you guys ever been to Alcatraz or took a tour?
I have.
Yeah. I've been out there. It's a very like romantic idea to open it again because it's literally crumbling to the ground. Like it's falling apart. I think you could just like poke a bar and escape. It would crumble. So yeah.
I think it's one of the most oddest tourist experience that's like out there. I mean, like, I get it. It's kind of, it's nostalgia in a way. And, you got movies made after it and stuff like that. But I don't really expect it to be like, hey, let's go to a jail for fun, like.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird. You're right. When I took my kids there, it's weird to explain to them, like, why are we doing this thing? We had friends visiting from out of state, so they wanted to do that. And my kids are like, is this a jail? We're like, yeah, there were bad people here, and now we paid to ride a boat over. And it's like, how do you explain that?
Yeah.
and walk around.
I was reading about it too, and Alcatraz is a real pre-environmentalism throwback because it got closed in 1963, and before that, you know what they would do with all the prisoners' waste? They just dumped it in the bay.
No,
They
stop,
just threw it there. It was like just like when you went on a picnic in the 50s, you just threw your trash in the woods and no one cared about
your
it.
trash is like thousands of men's feces. That's all.
Thousands
different,
of men's
but
feces. Yes, Al
otherwise the same.
Capone's feces.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
just
bloody
like Andy
sheep
Dufresne
there too,
swimming
you
through
know,
it.
like there was all sorts of foulness in that water. It'd keep people from swimming away, though. I'll tell you that much. You know,
Not Andy Dufresne. He'll make it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I also think that it's because he's feeling uncomfortable about different islands. Like the whole plan to annex Greenland didn't really work. He's still in the back of his mind, doesn't want the list of people who visited Epstein's island to come out. So he's like, Island, I don't want to go to prison because of what I did on that island. We're turning the island into a prison again.
Maybe he's waking up in the night with his naughty dreams and just going island, and then grabs his phone and starts tweeting about any island he can think of. Yes.
So would Epstein's Island be like a juvenile hall then?
Jason, you're canceled for that one.
All right, next subject. Let's switch up a little gears right now. Another thing Donald Trump's talking about doing is defunding NPR, PBS, cutting the budget, the federal funding for both those organizations. From the research I was reading, it's about 10% to 20% of their actual budget. But what's your thoughts on this idea, guys? Cutting funding for PBS or NPR. Let's start it off with you, Gina. Your thoughts?
You know, here's the thing. Everyone acts like, PBS is so great because they have Sesame Street and helps like low-income kids with preschool. But I mean, Elmo is literally covered in tattoos. If you look under his fur, it is a really bad scene. I was watching recently. This is totally true, and you can prove it through just believing me. And Sesame Street was brought to you by the letters M and S and the number 13. So we really need to get serious about getting rid of the things that are hurting us, right? Like this is an emergency. So yeah, cut it completely. We don't need it.
Well, I mean, so would that be like Elmo's a blood, Grover's a crip? Is that?
I saw the video. I saw the footage. It's not photoshopped. It is totally real. And these guys are bad news. They're really bad news.
Sean, your thoughts on defunding PBS, like it or not?
Well, I do wonder which programs are getting under his skin. I don't feel like he's a Sesame Street watcher. I do think he has some issues with Peppa Pig's body. He remembers his Rosie O'Donnell feud. He just thinks that little pig is completely unfuckable. He doesn't care for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. He thinks that's the hood. He's very racist, so he can't support that one. I could see him. I think like the last thing on PBS is some British costume drama that he thought would have nudity in it. Like he accidentally watched an Upstairs Downstairs because he thought it was just a sexual innuendo, and it didn't turn out to be like that.
Yeah, this is accurate.
Yeah.
Tremaine?
I personally think he just wants to get rid of PBS because he found out Bert and Ernie were gay, and that can't happen. For years and years, he just thought they were splitting the rent, but come to find out they're sleeping in the same bed, and that cannot happen. But I think the true thing why he's trying to get rid of PBS is because of the character Donald Grump. Did you guys hear about that?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah,
basically it's the rich that was trying to build a big time trash can and kick out Oscar the Grouch and had the hair and everything. And Donald Trump caught wind of it. He was trying to get rid of it years ago, his first term. And then he was like, man, they're like, no, let's cut taxes first. And then in the second term, we'll worry about PBS.
Yeah. Well, so Donald Grump is a nickname Trump would have used for one of his opponents if he was running against Donald Trump. Yep. So he's probably like, and they're biting my style. This is totally unacceptable.
Yeah, exactly. So they have to go. That's his problem.
I think Oscar's full MAGA though. That's just my thoughts.
He gives vibes. Yeah, he gives vibes.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. But he's getting kicked out of his house, but he still loves him though.
Exactly. He's talking from an actual trash can, talking about how it's going to get better for him, even though we all know it's not going to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I just wonder what they're gonna do with all those Bob Ross episodes, you know, because that's the goat of PBS right there. But I mean, they haven't made a new episode in, you know, what, 35 years. So
Yeah.
But I
I
mean,
don't know.
Jason, what are you going to watch during sex, you know?
I have no idea. You know, do you have a webcam, Gina?
I'll see what I can do. I could make some Bob Ross recreations. I have some overalls.
Oh, perfect. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch it up a little bit. May 4th, as we all know, it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. I don't know about you guys, but seeing all these people dress up, celebrating Star Wars, are we a fan of this? Hey, Sean, let's start off with you. Like it or not, May 4th.
I have to say that the only thing that makes Star Wars fandom nerdier is mixing it with terrible puns. So it's two strikes at once for me. I actually saw one of my neighbors in Oakland was having a May the 4th be with you block party.
Yes.
It was all white people, just if you were wondering. And he was very, there was one guy wearing a Jedi robe and he was sweating so badly and really tried to get me to scan a QR code and get on the list for crazy events like this.
Must have been
Oh.
Piedmont.
Wow.
You sure it wasn't a gathering of like possible virgins or something like that?
Yeah,
No,
it
it
was.
was.
They were actually going to pick their own pope as well. They'd already taken the vow of celibacy, so they figured, yeah, we need a new leader for this.
That's a beautiful callback, Sean. Tremaine, your thoughts on this? May the 4th be with you. You down for it? Would you dress up?
Yes, I am personally a fan of do whatever the makes you happy. And on top of that, I mean, it's almost like men wearing other men's jerseys, going to sporting events. You know, it's all about wearing a costume, wishing that you could be playing and doing what you want to do. So, hey, it's just the acceptable the acceptable costume, you know. It's not quite a cape, but it's close.
That was inspiring, Tremaine. You've made me
Yeah.
change my mind.
Thank you.
I like that.
I
No,
do
that's
that.
a great point you make because like so many bros will like wear athletes jerseys all the time, and that's their hero. Meanwhile, a nerd puts on a stormtrooper outfit.
Nerd.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Get
But
in,
Yeah.
nerd.
I'm sorry, those are fictitious characters. Give me the real person. But there
Well,
are
yeah,
people that
sure,
are
too.
sports fans that wear fictitious outfits. I've seen a couple of Mighty Ducks jerseys out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a Willie Mays Hayes jersey.
Oh,
Yeah.
even better. Gina,
What?
are you down for May the 4th?
I mean, I really am. I'm feeling shifted by what Tremaine had to say. I'm going to horrify all male listeners right now by telling you I've never seen Star Wars. And it's now kind of become my thing like that. And I haven't done my hair. And now it's like, I'm not going to. Don't pressure me. But I do also support the nerd alert. I mean, I feel like nerds only had Pi Day before. And they need more than one day, right? It's another season. We're coming in, or maybe both are spring. It's spring for both of them. But
Probably.
I support it. I want people to be able to announce their virginity in a variety of ways and just, be out there with it. So I support it. My children love Star Wars. Like they could really nerd out. So I feel like I have to support it. They told me today is Revenge of the Fifth.
See, Tremaine's
another
now, you
pun.
just made him change his mind.
I know, right?
On it. He's like, get those nerds off the street
Yeah,
now.
like,
I'm
That's
sorry.
it.
I'm
outta
sorry.
here.
They're
Too
taking
much.
over the whole month at this point,
They're doing too much now.
I'm sure you
Damn
can
it.
make a pun for every day, all the way through. Yeah.
That's true too.
Yeah, now, move over veterans, move over former presidents. You get one day. Star
Yeah.
Wars gets a whole
Yeah.
month.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
Trump's
bleed it
already
into
trying to do
Cinco de
that, so.
Mayo.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that Trump, if he got into Star Wars, we would have lots of national holidays related to it.
That's true. That is true. We would have a monument dedicated to Darth Vader for sure.
Did you say Dorothy Vader? Because that's my
Dorothy
new
Vader.
persona.
Yes, I did. say Dorothy
That
Vader.
I love that. Dorothy Vader, come on. That has to be something, Jason.
Dorothy Vader is going to be the name of the reboot when they decide to woke up Star Wars. Just a
Yes.
little bit
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
And she's like a middle-aged mom.
Oh
coming to
yeah.
Dorothy Vader. Yes.
Instead of a Death Star, it's going to be a Subaru Outback.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I wonder who should play her.
Well, and she doesn't say, Luke, I'm your father. She just talks about all the
No,
Siths
she
who
says,
have
"Luke, I'm
messy
your
rooms.
father."
She's like, Luke, I am not your mother.
Yes,
you guys
that's what
clean up this
totally.
spaceship.
Do the
Luke,
dishes.
I'm your they, them.
Yeah. Luke, gender is a construct, but let's just say I'd
Irate.
really like you to join the dark side.
Another thing that's going to be coming into effect in the next couple of days, California and actually the whole country, they're implementing the Real ID. Tramane, let's start off with you. What's your thoughts on this? You like it or not, Real ID?
I thought I already did get a real ID. Like it's with the little bear in the corner, right?
Yeah.
Is that only a
Wasn't real.
California thing, or is this supposed to
Fake.
be nationwide?
Fake.
No, or okay. But then
Sean, your thoughts, Real ID.
It sounds like an ID that someone makes that isn't real, that they really try to insist. It's like when a celebrity got on Twitter too late and they're like, no, this is real Tyler, the creator. Right now,
it has the blue check mark.
But yeah, if someone's like, can I see your ID? You would not be suspicious. But if someone asks to see your real ID, that's the point where I'd be like, wait, what are you asking about? Is this fraudulent? Is this made with a label maker?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I don't get. I mean, we all have like a bunch of IDs, especially for an adult. You know, I mean, I got my driver's license, I have my passport, but I mean, I got my Costco membership that has my photo on it. Shouldn't that allow me to get on a plane? I mean, it is hard to get in a Costco nowadays.
Are you
I
are
feel
you an
like they're better
executive
than
member?
the TSA at some point.
Jason, are you an executive member though?
I am not an executive member,
Wow.
but I'm a single
Come on.
guy in his mid 40s with the Costco membership, ladies. So hit me up in the DMs.
I just would be much more likely to hit your DMs if it was an executive membership. I'm just saying, because I know dating is getting tough out there. Like, let's upgrade. Okay.
I'm applying now.
I feel like they're just upselling things too, because they have TSA pre-check and now they've got TSA clear, but that's not the same as universal entry. And it's just like, is this a TSA racket? Is it
Sure.
just like they're running like a car wash?
Well, I mean, that's the other thing too, is, you know, like they started charging for bags. Before, they didn't ever charge for bags.
Right.
But all of a sudden, when in 2008, when the economy kind of hiccuped, they were like, well, we need your help, and the airlines aren't making more money right now, so we're gonna need to charge for bags. And then what happened? They kept it going, and then now Southwest is gonna charge for bags.
Yeah.
Now
What?
Southwest is gonna start
yeah.
put in reserve seating and things like that. It's just like, come on, guys. It's hard enough to travel, you know?
You shouldn't have to use a real ID on Southwest or Spirit Air.
Right.
100%.
That should be like,
Because they're not real airlines. Be a real
Yeah.
airline if you want my real ID.
Safeway
Like,
Club Card should get you on.
Yeah.
Costco should get you
Costco,
on.
executive. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
season pass at a water park. Like that's
your COVID ID,
Yeah, your COVID card, that's
passport,
fine.
that
That's all
should
you
still
need.
work.
Yeah.
I had to fly to LA like for a quick trip for a show, and Spirit was like going to save me $200 if I flew Spirit because of the time I need to fly. And when I was leaving, they were like, and we want to thank you for choosing Spirit Airlines. And I was like, did we choose? Like,
Yeah.
is it a choice? Like, you know, it's like, thank you for choosing food stamps. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're still hungry, like starving, you know, like.
All right, let's be going to our last subject. I recently was at a concert, and I don't know about you guys, but I just saw everybody with their cell phones out recording. What's your thoughts on this idea of, like, you know, venues locking up your cell phone, you can't get it, you know, while the show's going on? Tremaine, let's start off with you. Locking up your cell phones, like it or not?
I like it. You know, it keeps you in the moment and everything. And on top of that, there's a song that Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak have made called "We Locked Up Your Phone," and nobody's heard it because they locked up your phone, and they only perform it after they lock your phone up. So I like it. So you got to come in and listen to this new song that they got because they locked your phone.
Yeah.
I like it though, but I dig it though. It keeps you engaged, you know, instead of like, because no one really watching that, you know, when you put it on Facebook and people be like, oh, you're there. That's great, you know, but no one's like really there, like, oh my God, wait, did they play my song? Or no, not so much. So lock it up.
Lock it up.
Sean, your thoughts on the idea of locking up your cell phone?
Yeah, I think they should also do that at 4th of July fireworks shows.
Ooh.
I don't know anyone
yeah.
that's taken a picture or a video of a fireworks celebration and then watched it again. Like, this is how these fireworks were meant to be
Yes.
viewed
Yes.
on an 8-inch screen, sitting in the back of an Uber. That's what we really want for American patriotism. Yeah, I mean, just locking them for everything. Locking them at restaurants, like just
Yeah.
And it's good because I think people just have no impulse control. I'm including myself in people. So just take it away from me and I'll get it back. And then I don't have to miss it because I'm like, well, I don't have any choice. I couldn't answer your text. Locked up. Bruno
Gina,
Mars
are you
took
on
it
board with
away.
this as well?
Oh, I'm totally on board. I think there will be a steep learning curve, though. I think we'll just be silent at concerts while people start having panic attacks, like for a little while, and then we'll get used to it because I think we just literally won't know. I was at the Greek watching Louis Capaldi, and it was probably one of his last shows before he stopped performing. And there was a woman next to me, probably my age, looking at the Costco specials, which I do drop on Thursday. Okay, hello. And she's like scrolling patio furniture, and I was just like, this can't be our life. Like, I just wanted to look over to her and just be like, give up. Like, it's over for you. Like, give right up. So I like it. Let's be less distracted, but I'm prepared for a steep learning curve if we have to.
And I worry about like emergencies, but how did our parents do it? You know, like,
well, people died though.
Yeah, you know, only the strong survived. You know, so it's like, hey.
Yeah, I feel like I was unleashed out in the world for like 7 or 8 hours a day during the summer.
Yeah.
And I'd be given like 2 dimes for a payphone if it came up. But
we had
even
no water
then,
bottle.
my parents probably wouldn't answer. Oh, yeah, water bottle?
Oh my God,
Come on.
my kids, if they're going on a 5-minute walk, they're like, where's my water bottle? I'm like, why are you so thirsty? Like, why are these kids so thirsty? I drank from a hose. You would like find a stream when you were a kid. You know, like that's literally our style.
Oh yeah, no, finding the hose, I was all about that. And you know, it's just like all those kids in Flint were complaining. I grew up on hose water in Hayward. And you know,
wait, I'm just to clarify, you're pro lead in the water. I just want to make sure it's clear.
100% pro lead, anti-fluoride. Let's
cool. And back to that Epstein
kids.
comment. Can we circle back? Cool.
Well, you know, it's like, you know, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but what's interesting to me is like you never see kids with casts on anymore. No one has broken limbs, you know?
When I was growing up, so hard right now. Yes, you
first day of school, you always had at least 5 kids with some kind of, you know, a leg or arm or foot or hand or something like that. No kid breaks their bones anymore.
You want more broken bones and lead in the water?
Yeah,
bring back my childhood with the cancer. Come on.
I think this was RFK's political platform too.
Exactly. Take the fluoride out. Let's break.
Let's get rid of vaccines. Let's thin the herd a little bit. You know,
pretty
these
much.
Kids are growing up with, you know, and now, you know, and also we got adults that are hanging on. I mean, we should get rid of sleep apnea machines. You know, die in your sleep like a man, dude. Come on.
Yeah, you are marginalizing a lot of diverse groups tonight. I really like that.
Hey man, we got to start somewhere. We'll start off with the kids from Star Wars. We'll start off with people that need the real ID, and you know, big dudes that need sleep apnea masks. So there you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, on that note, let's wrap things up. Before we get out of here, let everybody know where you guys are going to be performing, and also where people can find you online, so you get those follows and likes. Let's start off with Tramane. Tramane, where can people follow you if they want to get on, start following the Tramane Webb?
You can find me at on Instagram as ChocolateTray927, and I will be performing at the Castro Valley Center of Theater in Castro Valley on Saturday night, May 10th, 7 p.m. show. It's gonna be it's at a theater, so it's a big time show. So I think.
So
congratulations.
So yes, that's where I'll be on Saturday. Thank you.
And Gina, where can people find you online?
All my social media is The Funny Gina, all one word, The Funny Gina, and thefunnygina.com. I'll be all over the place. I'm in the North Bay the next couple weeks, but I'll be all over the Bay Area all summer. Lots of winery shows. Come on out. I would love to see you. We can talk some trash about Jason's horrible beliefs around.
I love it. All right. Well, I am going to get that executive membership now. Sean, finally, where can people find you at?
I'm headlining the Punchline in San Francisco on Wednesday, May 14th. You can find me. I'm at Sean Keane on Twitter, and then I'm Jort Center on Instagram, because the guy who has Sean Keane posted an acoustic guitar video 16 years ago, and I cannot get that name. So Jort Center.
All right.
Well, we'll have to talk to some people in charge and get them, you know, kicked off of Instagram. Get that back for you. All right, well, wrapping things up. My name is Jason Toupes. I am your host. I just want to say thank you very much for our comics coming by, stopping by, and thank you for tuning in. So, everybody, have a good night. Have a nice week, and we'll see you very soon. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.